Hi there, my name is Alex. I'm one of the duty managers in Safe Stay in Edinburgh. Today I'm going to be telling you all about my favourite places to eat, drink, see and take pictures in for the Instagram. So my favourite places to eat in Edinburgh. So I've got a couple of vegetarian vegan options in here because I'm a vegetarian myself. So my vegetarian option would be the Paradise Farms. Paradise Farms do vegan and vegetarian food and they do it with a little bit of a twist. Personally, my favourite things to eat there I would recommend are the frickles, which are deep fried pickles. They're a bit unusual but they're very, very tasty. They also do a buckfast daiquiri, which is really, really tasty and also is a nice twist on a Scottish drink, buckfast. Buckfast doesn't usually have the best reputation, however they're trying to elevate that and it makes a really, really nice drink. I would also maybe recommend the chili. The vegetarian chili is very good there as well. Then my second recommendation would be Harmonium down in Leith. This is a purely vegan restaurant that serves vegan beers and wines as well as lovely, lovely cocktails. I would personally recommend the vegan fish and chips, which is made from banana leaf, which is absolutely amazing and it's the closest thing I've tasted to the texture of real fish in a very long time. So I'd highly recommend there. And then the last place I would recommend is the Pit down in Leith, which is a market. The market runs every Saturday and Sunday and it does a huge mix of things, caters to every dietary requirement. So you've got meat, stuff for the meat eaters, stuff for the vegans and vegetarians. It's also got a really nice bar there that serves Barney's beer. And you can bring your dogs as well. So anywhere that you can bring your dogs are a win in my book as well. The three places that I'd recommend to drink in Edinburgh, well, first of all, we'll start with morning for my favourite place to go for coffee. My favourite place for coffee is Brew Lab. It's just off Southbridge. It's a really cool take on coffee and they really, really care about what they put into it. So it's like the best roasted beans and it really gives you a good kick to start off the day. It's also very reasonably priced, only a couple of pounds. So I'd recommend getting a wee espresso there. It's really, really good quality, so I'd recommend there. The second venue I'd like to recommend is, of course, Bar 50. Bar 50 is a really fun and student-friendly venue with pool tables, as well as lots of events going on midweek. My particular favourite is the quiz night on a Thursday. It's really good fun, and each team also gets free team nachos, so that's always a bonus. For the summer months, we also have our lovely beer garden, which can hold up to 100 people. Our beer garden is actually reopening on the 6th of July, so if you'd like to get a seat, I'd book now because spaces are going fast. We're also part of the Dogs in Pubs scheme, so if you really want to, you can bring your dog down and share a pint with Van's best friend. The third place I'd recommend is Panda and Sons on Queen Street. This is a take on a prohibition bar, so it's got quite a unique entryway. That is a bookcase that you go down and quite often you also need to know a password. This is a slightly more expensive bar, so it's great for, if you're trying to impress a date. Got really, really lovely cocktails, so if you fancy something a little bit more unusual, with a bit more smoke and mirrors, this is the place for you as well. My first recommendation for something to visit in Edinburgh is the Mary King's Close. Mary King's Close was a street that was built over in Edinburgh in the 1600s. This was due to the plague. Edinburgh in the 1600s was known as Old Reekie. It was a dirty, smelly place where there was a lot of disease. So when the plague hit, the city thought the best way to contain it would to be built over the street and just block it off completely, as well as blocking a few people in there as well, which is not some of our best history, but it is very, very interesting. When it was discovered in the last couple of years, what they decided to do was they reopened it and now it's open for tours, but don't worry, it's now plague free. It costs between £10 and £17 per person, depending on whether you're a student or child or an adult. You get a guided tour in a small group by an actor, so he embodies one of the people at the time. So it's a really, really good experience and very, very historical. And it's probably one of the more authentic tourist experiences in Edinburgh as opposed to more of the fantastical and fictional. The second thing I'd like to recommend is the Walter Scott Monument. The Walter Scott Monument is built halfway down Princess Street and overlooks Princess Street Gardens. It just looks like a big monument, however when you get to the base you'll see that there's a small staircase that you can go up. It costs £4 for a student and £6 for an adult. It is 242 steps all the way to the top, and as you go up, each rung you go up, you'll have a sort of viewing platform where you'll be able to take pictures. And once you get to the very top, you have a fabulous view of the whole of Edinburgh, and it is absolutely stunning. The third and final place I'd recommend to visit is one known only really to locals. This is Cramond Island. Cramond Island you can only reach by causeway, so that means when it's low tide there is a path that you can get to the island. The island's really, really pretty. It's got a lot of wildlife as well as an old war fort, so it's really fun to play and explore. You can even camp there overnight. The only thing I would say is that I would recommend that you make sure you go in the tide times. If you don't take care of when the tide comes in and out, you can get stuck on the island, and that's not fun for everyone. It can also be a wee bit dangerous if you get caught when the tide comes back in. But if you stay between those hours, it's a really, really beautiful place to go, and it's got really, really stunning views, as well as you can get a nice ice cream on the shore-side. Okay, so the 3 places I'd recommend to get that perfect Insta snack. The first place I'd recommend, of course, is Arthur's Seat. Arthur's Seat is an old volcano. There's a volcano in Edinburgh which blew its top. What you see left is Arthur's Seat, which is just the volcanic crags. So what you could do is you can walk around the base of it, or you can walk up to the top of it. Regardless of whether you go round it or up it, it has the most stunning views of the whole city. You can see everything from the Pentlands, and you can see Hill End Ski Club, to the shores at Leith, and you can see the beaches and things. So it gives you a really good grasp of actually the size of the city and just everything in it. I like to go up and try and work out, where all my friends live, and also see my favourite places. The next place that I'd recommend is a fan favourite, and that is Calton Hill. Calton Hill is accessible at the end of Princess Street. You start walking down into Leith and you'll be able to go up on your right hand side. It's quite a nice wee walk up to the top, and you can get a really good view of the castle, as well as has some of its own monuments on Calton Hill. The most famous would be Scotland's Disgrace. Scotland's Disgrace was built in the 1800s and was meant to look like a Greek or Roman amphitheatre. However, we ran out of money before we could finish just even the front facade. However, instead of tearing it down, we decided to leave it up, just so we can have a laugh at ourselves, because that's what we as Scottish people like to do. We always like to, we can make light of the situation. So you can go up and visit that, and that's a really great place to take pictures as well. The third place that I would recommend to take some really lovely Insta snaps is Circus Lane. Circus Lane is a beautiful little street in the new town. It's got lots of these little houses or tenements just on a row. It's really, really beautiful. The sun hits it just right. It's got all this lovely greenery, and it's just beautiful, actually. Alternatively, you can go from there down to the Dean Bridge, which is also, again, is stunning. You can go down the sort of riverfront path, which is lovely as well.